Good day, everyone. This is Jenny's Fashion Channel. Thanks to all my amazing fans and subscribers. This channel is all about leveling up on your fashion designing skill. And today, I'm going to teach you how to cut this beautiful asymmetric overbust corset. So if it is what you're all about, you are definitely at the right place. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, now will be a very good time for you to smash on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. Without further ado, let's jump right in, shall we? The first thing is to draw a line to demarcate the left side of the dress to the right side of the dress because of the asymmetric effect. Then I'm going to draw a line here as my baseline. I'm using 3 inches for my neck width. Then I'm going to mark it, and I will go ahead and take my shoulder measurement divide by 2. I will mark it. Then from the shoulder measurement point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. I will mark it. Then I'm going to connect it to the neck width. Then the next thing is to get my armhole depth. And for me to get my armhole depth, I'm going to take my bust measurement divide by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Or I will take my shoulder measurement divide by 2. Then I'm going to mark it and I'm going to connect it like this. Then from those points, I'm going to draw a horizontal line as my chest line. Then I will go ahead and get my vertical measurement. I'm going to come down by 10 inches for my bust line. I will come down by 13.5 inches for my under bust line. Then for my waistline, I'm going to come down by 16.5 inches. Then for the full top length, I'm using 23 inches. I'm going to draw the lines. Then the next thing is to get my bust span. And for me to get my bust span, I will take my nipple to nipple measurement divide by 2. I will mark it on the bust line. And I'm going to connect it straight down to the full top length. Then the next thing is to get the under bust dart. So I'm going to go in by 1 inch and I'm going to go out by 1.5 inches. Then from the bust point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. I will mark it and I'm going to connect it to the under bust dart. Then I'm going to connect the under bust dart straight down to the waistline. Then from this full top length, I'm going to go up by 2 inches. I will mark it and I'm going to connect the waist dart to this point like those. Then the next thing is to get where I want the overbust dart to fall. So I'm going to come down by 6.5 inches. I will mark it and I'm going to draw the line. Then I'm going to get the midpoint of this my shoulder line. I will mark it and I'm going to connect it to the bust point like those. Then the next thing is to get the overbust dart for the overbust tightening. So I'm going to go in by 1 inch and go out by 1.5 inches. You can go in by 0.75 inch and go out by 1.25 inches, okay? It depends on how tight or tighter you want that part to be, okay? Then I'm going to connect like those. Then I will go ahead and get my horizontal measurement. On the chest line, I'm going to take my bust measurement divide by 4. I'm going to replace this dart intake here. I will mark it. On the bust line, I'm going to take my bust measurement divide by 4. I will mark it. On the under bust line, I'm going to take my under bust measurement divide by 4. I'm going to replace this dart intake here. I will mark it. On the waistline, I'm going to take my waist measurement divide by 4. I'm going to replace this dart intake here. I will mark it. On the full top length, I'm going to take my hip measurement, divide by 4. I will mark it and I'm going to connect my markings. Then the next thing is to get my side dart. And for me to get my side dart, I'm going to take the difference between my waist measurement on the front side and my waist measurement on the back side. That's my waist measurement on the front side is 16.5 inches. That's from my shoulder measurement to my waistline is 16.5 inches. Then on the back part, from my shoulder measurement to the waistline is 15 inches. So the difference will be 1.5 inches. So from this bust line, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches. I will mark it and I'm going to connect it to the bust point like this. This part will be closed, okay? At this point, I will go ahead and replicate all I have on the right part of the dress to the left part of the dress. So this is me replicating exactly what I have on the right part of the dress. Yeah, this is it. I will now go ahead and work on the asymmetric overbust effect, okay? Now, from this my shoulder line, you can see where I place my tape. I'm going to go up by 1 inch because I want the overbust effect to be a bit higher than the shoulder line, okay? Though this purely depends on you, you can still maintain your shoulder line. You can even go down from your shoulder line. It purely depends on you. Then I'm going to mark it. Then I'm going to connect it to this my overbust dart like this, okay? Down to the armhole point, okay? As you can see me do. And I'm going to connect this point to the armhole point, okay? Like so. Okay, I noticed that if I leave it this way, this my asymmetric overbust effect here is going to be that bold, as in it's going to cover my armhole area very much, and I wouldn't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust it, okay? So we are going to disregard this initial line. This is the curve we'll be using, okay? Then the next thing is to close up the side dart, and for me to do that, I'm going to cut it open as you can see me do. Then I'm going to cut this my dart, okay? As you can see me do, you can decide to cut the shoulder line, okay? That's the midpoint of the shoulder line in order to close the side dart, but I prefer cutting this part, okay, like so. Then I will close it up as you can see me do. After closing the side dart, you will notice that this line has adjusted, so I will go ahead and reconnect like so. Then the next thing is to snatch the waist, and for me to snatch the waist, I'm going to get the midpoint of this my waistline. I will mark it and I'm going to draw the line, okay? You can choose to make your line to be a bit slanty. You can make it to be straight. It purely depends on you. Then from this point, I'm going to go in by 1/4 of an inch and go out by 1/4 of an inch to form the dart. Then I'm going to connect like so. Then on the bust line and the under bust line, I'm going to measure the dart intake there and I'm going to replace it here. I'm not going to replace the one on the waistline because I want my waistline to be snatched, okay? Then I'm going to connect like so. Then I will go ahead and add 2 inches on my chest line, bust line, under bust line, waistline, and the full top length for joining allowance, and I'm going to connect my markings to serve as a guide for cutting. And I will go ahead and do the same thing on the other parts like so. Then on this side, I'm going to connect this my overbust dart straight up to this curve like so. Then on the hemline, I'm going to go up by 1.5 inches because I want it to be a bit curvy, okay? It is purely optional. I will mark and I'm going to connect like so, and I will do the same thing on the other side. So guys, that's the side. I will not go ahead and cut, so follow me closely. Let's cut. Please, if you are cutting this part, okay, that I'm cutting now, before you cut it, you need to close up the dart, all right? Because if you close up the dart, you'll find out that the lines are not aligning. That's you need to reconnect before cutting in order to get your perfect curve, okay? I forgot to do that when I was cutting, please. So guys, this is it for the front panel. We now move on to the back panel. The first thing is to draw a line as my baseline. Then I'll go ahead and take out 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance. I'm going to draw the line. My back part will start on the chest line, and my chest line is on 7.5 inches. So this my baseline will be my chest line, okay? So I will go ahead and take my vertical measurement. I'm going to come down by 10 inches for my bust line, taking 7.5 inches off. I will come down by 15 inches for my waistline. Remember, I told you that the waistline of the front part and the waistline of the back part are not the same. For the back part, my waistline is 15 inches, okay? Then to get the full top length, I'm going to measure the difference between the waistline of the front part and the full top length. The waistline is on 16.5 inches. The full top length is on 23 inches. That the difference is 6.5 inches. So from this my waistline, I'm going to come down by 6.5 inches. I will mark it and I'm going to draw the lines. Then I'm going to take my nipple to nipple measurement, divide by 2. I will mark it on the bust line and I'm going to connect it straight down and up, okay, like so. Then the next thing is to get my waist dart. So I'm going to go in by half an inch and go out by half an inch to form the dart. Then I'm going to go off from this my bust point by 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect to the waist dart like so. Then from this my full top length, I'm going to go up by 2 inches. I will mark it and I'm going to connect to the waist dart like so. Then I'll go ahead and take my horizontal measurement on the chest line. I'm going to take my bust measurement, divide by 4. I will mark it. On the bust line, I'm going to take my bust measurement, divide by 4. I'm going to replace this dart intake here. I will mark it. On the waistline, I'm going to take my waist measurement, divide by 4. I will replace this dart intake here. I will mark it. On the full top length, I'm going to take my hip measurement, divide by 4. I will mark it and I will go ahead and connect my markings. Then on this my waistline, I'm going to go in by half an inch. This is to remove any form of bulginess on the waist area. I'm going to mark it and I'm going to connect it up like this and connect it down like those. Then the next thing is to snatch my waist. So I'm going to take the difference between this my waistline. I will mark it and I'm going to draw the line like so, okay? Then from those points, I will go in by 1/4 of an inch and go out by 1/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to connect like so. Then I will add 2 inches joining allowance on the chest line, on the bust line, waistline and full top length, and I will go ahead and connect like so. Then I'll go ahead and take my zipper allowance on the waistline. I will start taking my zipper allowance from that half an inch I went in with, okay? And I'm going to mark and reconnect my line like so. Then on this my full top length, I will go up by 1.5 inches, just the same way I did on the front part of the dress, and I'm going to connect like those. Then on this my chest line, I want the curve to be a bit slanty, okay? So I'm going to connect it like this, though this is purely optional, all right? So guys, that's aside. I want to go ahead and cut. So guys, that's aside. And this is all I have for you for today. If you find this tutorial helpful, please subscribe, comment, like and share. See you in my next video. Bye.